So it's sitting at a 3 for me right now out of 5. I rate on a 5 scale, and the multiplayer has been a revelation to me. It's been a lot of fun. I mean, the game is like, it's not a challenging game. You can get through everything, and you can creatively overcome obstacles regardless of your level or
Sure.
what weapons are at your disposal, just based on using the environment and using the things around. But to take the stress completely out is, bring in a couple buddies that you could just get into some ridiculousness. So it's a weird game to me because there's a level of jank that's charming,
Sure.
and
Sure.
there's a level of forgettable storytelling that you kind of just want to, like, okay, I'm gonna skip through this dialogue because I want to go back to hitting people with an
Yeah, I want
electric
to murder
baseball
some more
bat.
fucking zombies, right? That's the
So the
thing.
gameplay loop is fun.
Yeah.
Story's kind of meh. The loop's great, but, and this is kind of, I don't know how damning this comment is. I mean, it's a parody of a Skyrim, and you've done everything in 2 hours. Like, you're just gonna be doing more of it over 30. You know what I mean?
I mean that's a great way to put it, and I think I'm in your head when with regards to that, because I feel the same way, and basically that you've seen everything that this game has to offer in the first 3 to 4 hours, right? And arguably, right, you've probably seen the best version of it, because I personally think that the first fucking 2 hours of this game, when you're out in the wilderness and you're making your way into the city, is probably the tightest part of the game.
Because it's curated.
Correct, and it's, you're kind of on rails, and it's you don't have too much opportunity for weird, jank where you're jumping off a roof and it looks like you're gonna make the jump, but the game decides fuck you and you don't, and you fall through a fucking car wreck, or like you bump into a little loose piece of wire and that sends you careening off a building, or like weird shit like that. So I definitely I like what they wanted to do with the intro, because they wanted to create this like really strong narrative right at the start that gets you rooted into the character, makes you understand where he's coming from, and I got vibes of like Last of Us, and like you're on the road, you're making your way in, and I like shit like that. I like that in my post-apocalyptic stories. What's weird for me then is that the minute you get to the city, they're like, fuck the story, we're out, like it is what, and it just bail off it. And
Go nuts.
it's the issue with me with this game is I've never, or not never, that's, I should be careful of using hyperbole like that. I haven't recently played a game that I was so easily just pressing spacebar to get through the fucking dialogue. It amazed me how fast I abandoned this game's story. I really did.
So I asked myself a question, because I found myself in the exact same thing, and we haven't talked about this, so I really am curious to hear your perspective on this. Is it this game, or is it the time in gaming that we're in, that there's so much stuff that you want to go do, there's so much stuff that you want to go play, you want to get a meaty bite out of this game, do this world, and then go on to something else? And it's like the narrative hooks, if it's not going to be a narratively focused game, and you have this massive open world to play in, because it is a big open world.
Huge. It's fucking huge.
What's the hook that's going to keep me in this world? Because I can only do so many drop kicks off of a rooftop and stomp a dude's head in before I'm just like, okay, you're just giving me, drop kick in the day, drop kick in the night, run, and then, parkour. It's like, where is the open world genre in trouble with all of the micro games, with all of the indie titles, with all of the different genres pushing out all of this stuff? Because it's just an interesting dynamic with these two games that came out.
This has been a clip from the Separated at Birth podcast. We do a live show every Monday night at 9 o'clock CET. So come and join us, come hang out, and become a part of history in the making. All the links and details are in the description down below. We'll see you soon. And as always, fucking cheers.